Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your boy Jayjay. So today we're just going to talk about function overloading. So C++ enables you to define functions of the same name so long the parameters are different. So what do we mean when the parameters are different? We're referring to the order of the parameters, the types of those parameters, and we can also say the number of parameters. So these three things must be uh, uh, put in consideration when creating functions that are overloading. Alright, so you might want to create two functions that perform literally the same thing, but they take different arguments. Yeah, like you might want to create two functions. One calculates the sum of two numbers which are integers, so it's going to be returning integers, and the other function, it's going to be returning integers and accepting arguments that are integers, and the other function that is going to be performing the same task, which is just adding two numbers, but it will be accepting double arguments. It will be accepting arguments of double data types. Alright, so these functions may be created with the same name, so they can possess the same name, like adding two numbers or add. Then you can just differentiate and the data types of the parameters. So the one that is accepting integer arguments, the parameter data type can be int, and the one that is accepting arguments of type double can have the type double. Alright, let's try to see in practice how function overloading works. So function overloading, we're going to do the same example that I was talking about. We're going to create a function, two functions that are overloading. One is going to be int, so it's just going to return the sum. It's just a sum of two numbers, so int x and int y. Alright, so this is just going to see out the sum of x plus y. Alright, let me not do this. I'll just say int add is equals to x plus y. Then I'm going to see out add. Alright, so and I'm going to create another function of the same name. So this other function is going to be different with the parameters. So the parameters are not going to be of int, but they are going to be of double. So this can be double sum, then that's double x and double y. Then I can have double add, which is equals to x plus y. Then I'm going to see out add. Alright, so this is what we have done. So when this happens, when we have created two functions of the same name but different parameter data types, or the arrangement of the number of data parameters, the C++ compiler selects the proper function by examining the number, the types, and order of the parameter in the call. So when we call a function sum, the C++ compiler is just going to look at the number of parameters, the types of parameters, and it will also look at the order of those parameters and determine which one it's going to pass that argument. So it will look at your argument. If you're going to pass it an integer, that means it's not going to pass that argument to this function right here, but rather it's going to pass it to this one. Alright, so let's try to see that. I'll have int num1, which is equals to 2, and num2, which is equals to 5. Then I also have double numi, which is equals to 2.1, then nu, okay, that's nm2 is equals to 5.1. so I think I have to change this. I have to make this that. Alright, so I have 4 variables, 2 of integer and 2 of double, so I'm just going to call sum. So here the compiler doesn't know which one we are calling, but as soon as we pass arguments, so immediately I say num1 and num2. These that I'm passing here, num1 is an integer and num2 is an integer, so the function that is going to be called in this place is this function. So that's what we are simply talking about. So let's try to compile and run. Okay, so the sum there is 7. Okay, so what if we passed the doubles? What is going to be the result? The result definitely is going to be 2 plus that. Then we're going to call the one with the doubles. Alright, so you know what, if we were to pass these doubles to integers, the result is still going to be 7 because it's going to get rid of the points. But with function overloading, it's just going to look at the appropriate function that is supposed to pass those arguments to. So in this case, we are passing double. It's not going to call this one up here, but it's going to call the one that is accepting the double parameters. Alright guys, so that's all about function overloading. So function overloading, we just look at the order of the parameter, the number of parameters, and it also looks at the data types of those parameters. But the names can be the same, the return type can be the same, it doesn't matter. But what is actually the main issue is the parameter, order, number, and data type. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.